Hello, I totally forgot that we were live. Well, before I say anything, let's hit that intro. Welcome back. Happy New Year's. I hope that you guys had a good time with your families, your relatives, whatever you did. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know I did. I actually got to spend some time with my family. Um, okay, but with that being said, what we're gonna be talking about today is title company. Um, Not a lot of people know about it, or when they do find out about what the title company does function, they normally find out during the transaction. And so wanted to share a story with you guys, with why this is important. Okay, why this is important, why the title company and is important. Understand this, that there's different parties in the transaction, right? When you're purchasing a home or selling a home, you have your seller team, which is the owner and the buyer agent. You have your buyer team, which is the agent, the buyer agent, and the buyer. And then you have the lender, right? And then you have your title company. All those four teams need to work together, right, to make a smooth transaction. Okay, it's not just one, it's everybody. So let me share my screen so we could go over my notes, and I could start with my story. Let's see where we at. Okay. Let me switch that around. I'm pretty sure you want to see more of the big screen than me. All right. So basically, the role of the title company, we're going to be talking about that. What is it? So what is the title company, right? Okay, we got what is a title company? The title company is a third party entity that ensures a smooth and secure real estate transaction, provides service keys like title search and insurance and closing coordination, protects buyers, sellers, and lenders. Okay, now um, this is all true and is very important. I normally get the question um, from my clients or people just asking me questions. Do I need a title company in order to purchase a property? No, you you can't. I mean, you don't need it, right? But I highly recommend it. I highly think that you should use it for those reasons that I just mentioned, that you're seeing right now. For those same particular reasons. You want to protect yourself. Yes, as a service, it's not free. Yes, you're gonna have to pay for these services. Normally, is negotiable. The seller could go ahead and pay for this service, but you are, as a buyer and as a seller, gonna have to contribute regardless. You could split it, whichever part you can negotiate. You're gonna end up doing this. Okay, now this is just like a buyer, right? Do you need an agent? If you're selling or buying, do you need an agent? No, right? The same thing as a title company. Do you need when you purchase, do you need a title company? No. But if you want to avoid headaches, if you want to just make sure that everything is protected, and I'm gonna break it down to you guys how this comes into effect. Quick story. It just came to me right now. I wasn't even thinking about this. Quick story. Um, my client when a purchase a property, right? And they didn't use me. And that's fine. I didn't get upset. Kudos to them. And then they call me, hey Danny, I just bought this property. I'm gonna flip it. He bought it as an investment. I'm gonna flip it. He started working on the property. 1 month or 2 months, he got a notice saying that he needs to vacant the property. Okay, he needed to vacant a property, and he really didn't pay attention to it. After finish fixing it, he rented it out. And like now we up to 3 months, and the 4th month he got another letter saying that he needs to vacate the property within 30 days, something like that they gave him. Then that's when he calls me. So then he tells me, hey, I get in these letters. I tell him I really don't know what happened. I really don't know. At that point, it's too late to involve me, right? Because the transaction already closed. I really don't know. I really didn't know um, what he did or anything like that. And once the transaction is closed, it's hard. I mean, I could advise them as much as I can and what to go, which route to take, who to call. Um, and then I told them, go speak with the people um, that are giving you these letters, right? So he did call, and they said that the he did purchase the property, but the payment that he made, listen up, the payment that he made was not the payment to purchase the property, was the payment to pay the HOA fees. He told me that he paid over $80,000 on HOA fees. Once he paid that, they gave him he had a clause. He had an X amount of days to X amount of time to pay the rest. That was the purchase of the home, which I think it was another 100 or something like that. I'm not too sure. And this company, that's what they do. They capitalize on people mistakes, and they noticed that he had not paid that, so it puts them in bankruptcy. It puts them in a state that they could come and take that money back. So that's what happened. They came, they gave him, when he tried to fight it, they couldn't, because his days of making up those payments were already passed, and he didn't have the funds to take him to court. The guy flat out told him that he was not he was in a lose-lose battle. So if he would have hired me, I would have recommended him to use a title company. Title company would have done the research and make sure that his proceeds went directly to the payment of the property, not to pay the HOA. So perfect example of why you should use a realtor and why you should use a title company. But nevertheless, let's proceed, right? Searching titles, what does this mean, right? What does even this means about searching title? Conduct conduct a uh, conduct a thorough review of public records, identify liens, claims, disputes tied to the property, resolve title issues, to ensure transfer clean. This is like exactly what we just talked about. If he would, there was a lien, there was an HOA lien on the property. If the title company would have caught that right away. So when you purchase the property, you want to make sure the whole purpose as the buyer and as the seller is that you receive, when you sell the house, there's nothing attached to it. The last thing attached to it is if they have a mortgage, which is going to be paid off at title. The title company is going to pay your taxes on the property. It's going to pay off whatever your mortgage is going to pay off, whatever lien you have. What is the lien? Imagine this, that you did you hire somebody to do your plumbing, right? And let's say for whatever reason you didn't do your job. I mean, you didn't pay them. They did the job. They replaced your pipes. They fixed your leak. And when they came, they're like, "Ma'am, sir, it's gonna be $1,000, and you didn't pay." And you say, "I'm not gonna pay you." Let's say they don't put a fight. They just walk away. But then they go to the court and they put a $2,000 lien, right? When you decide, it could be 5, 6, 8, 10 years down the road, and you decide to sell your house, that lien is gonna show up. So one way or another, this plumber is gonna get his money. So this is what they mean when they say any liens or any claims. You know, this is also when the law, when you getting sued. This is all gonna pop out. So this is the job of the title company to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. Make sure that the new buyer, the new owner, does not all of that does not transfer to him or her, to the buyer, because they really don't have nothing to do with that, you know. But that's the way they get you, because it is tied to the property. Okay. Reason number 2, title company offers title insurance to the buyer and lender, shield against claims or defects in ownership, one-time purchase, long-term mindful. This is very good. This is a protection insurance that they protect just in case something goes wrong with the property. Safeguard funds until terms are met, ensure security transfer, build builds trust between buyers and sellers. This is very important. So most of sellers saying like, wait, why am I signing? Some sellers don't feel, why should I sign first? Why should I sign second? Or sometimes the buyer feels the same way. Why should I sign first? Because now I'm dropping up the money, and I don't even have keys. This is the reason the title company is the middle person. Sometimes the buyer and seller cannot meet. Maybe they have different schedules, and or maybe there was strong negotiations that they really don't want to see their faces, but they got it down, and sometimes they want to sign in different times. So title company comes into place. I collect keys from the seller. You signed. Don't worry, because nothing will happen until we collect the buyer's signatures and also the buyer's funds to make this transaction funded, closed, and funded. Same thing. So it doesn't really matter who signs first. It doesn't matter if it's the seller. It doesn't matter if it's the buyer. The point is that both of them need to sign, most likely in the same day, and then title will collect keys and money and signatures, and then they will send out or call the agents saying, "Congratulations, all money has been collected and funded, you may proceed." Right? So that's when you gain full possession of the property, not beforehand. Okay. I had a client that they were the first one to sign. They were buyers. They were the first signs to sign, and they got really uncomfortable that they couldn't obtain keys because the seller hadn't signed. Now they signed early in the morning. I believe they signed at 9 in the morning, and the seller did not sign till like 1 or 2. So they had to wait a few hours. And I understand the inconvenience of that, but that was not their issue. Their issue was that they couldn't get their keys immediately, which in the contract it says specifically that keys will not possession of the home will not be met until funded, closed and funded. Okay, so that's very, very important. It saves you some. Just go have lunch, go celebrate, whatever, and just wait for the call for the good news, and that's it. So that's something to take in consideration. Reason number 4: prepare all distributes. Prepare all distribution, all necessary documents, ensure compliance with legal required, coordinate signing and funding. This is exactly what we just finished talking about. This is way is really important. Number 5: records the deeds with the county court and local government. They do that for you. Sometimes there are certain counties that need the specific owner to do it though. Update public records to reflect ownership, um, secure the buyer's rights to the property. So, all of this is their jobs to do. Why does it matter? Protect all parties involved in the transaction, ensure compliances, and reduce risks. Simplifies the process for safe and experience. Very important. If I prefer to pay for a service that will protect me, if something goes wrong, I know I could call them and so they could fix it. And now, let me drink. So I have another client. I had another client that they purchased their home, they closed, we funded, we celebrated, they did everything right. And then 3 months or 4 months down once they enter their home, they got a letter from the HOA saying that they owed like $7 or $8 or $8,000. As a new owner, that's the last thing you want to receive, because you just made a huge purchase, and now you are you bought a lot of stuff for your own, and now you're receiving unexpected. So this client used me. They called me saying, "Hey, Danny, the title, the HOA is sending us that we owe them $8,000, and all this we've been paying." So I found it weird that this came about. So the first thing I did is like, no worries. Let me reach out to the title company. I send me pictures. I send them the letter to the title company, and when I send it to the title company, they told me, "Hey, Danny, it's okay, nothing to worry about." They show me a receipt that they had paid that at closing. They had paid that. They had paid the title company those funds already. The issue is that the HOA lawyer had not processed the check. So you see how the lack of one person urgency could affect somebody else. But good thing that we have records, and um we have a team that you could support. They called me, I called the title company, and they were able to solve this without an issue. Okay, so recently, and so this is the importance of a title company. Okay, so, and I'm gonna share this my last story so you guys could hear this. Recently, last month, this is the importance. I want you to understand the importance of having a good title company that you could rely to. Okay, recently, in the month of December, right? I had a buyer that wanted to sell their investment home. This is their home. You know, we put it in the market, and we got a deal. We got an offer. We got it accepted, right? It's a nice home. It's a first time for first time home buyers. Um, for my seller, this was like an investment. Okay, we got an offer. We got accepted, and it was the at first the offers was supposed to close before Christmas, a week before Christmas, so there was no issues. Okay, now there were some delays, right? That it had to be pushed for up to Christmas, right? So keep in mind, my seller already had plans to leave the state, to leave the country, and to go spend it with his family. So I told the title company, normally title company works from Monday through Friday. Okay, they won't open on the weekends because there's nothing to do on the weekends because they rely on the banks to get funding, right? Um, so what they told me is like, hey, don't worry, I'll we'll they will open up just for him so he could sign on Saturday, right? So because my client's flight was leaving on Sunday, so they have him sign on Saturday, so then the buyer could come in and buy and sign on Monday. You know, of course, the lender needed to be in agreement with this. The seller needed to be in agreement with this. Everybody needed to be agree to this. Okay, this is not just a one-man show because he says and that's the way that needs to be happened. But the thing is that a title company went ahead, opened up on closing hours to go and work with them to get them signed so that they could go spend their time with their families on Sunday, and then on Monday just be waiting for their money to be sent on their account. um I say this because not all title companies will do this. Okay, not all title companies will go out of the way to make sure their clients are satisfied. Okay, so it's very important that you pick a realtor that knows what they're doing, that has good connections with title companies, and they will go above and beyond to help those. Okay, so I hope you kind of understand what's the whole purpose of a title company. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Let me see if we have any questions. No, we don't have questions today, but that's okay. Um, if you're watching this live or you're watching this maybe later on your own time, feel free to drop in the chat. Please like and follow. Again, I hope that this year it's a good year for each one of you. And till next time, adios.